Good day, everyone. My name is Ambesiwe Madolwana. I'm from SchoolNet South Africa, and I'm going to be your moderator for today. I am not alone. I am with my colleague, Mr. Mduduzi Mdebele, who will be responsible for our chat box for today. He is going to be our moderator. Today, we are going to be talking about how to use data and insights to help your business grow. This is such a lovely topic and such an interesting topic. I hope that you are going to enjoy today's session, and also feel free to use the chat box if you have any questions. I don't want to be leaving anyone behind. I will hope that we will be moving together because this is such an interesting topic, where we'll be talking about how to use data and insights to help your business grow. As a business person, I believe that you have your pen and paper with you. You'll be writing down everything you don't understand, and then I'll be giving you chances to ask any questions. Please feel free to ask any questions that you might have regarding to today's topic, and I'll make sure that I'll respond to those questions. Let us look at the agenda of today. Today, by the end of today's session, you'll be able to understand and identify the right questions to ask. Being a business person, I'm sure that you have questions and you want to ask your customers. So in today's session, we will help you understand the right questions to ask to your customers. You don't just get to ask any questions to your customers, but you need to write to ask the right questions. Number two, you'll also be able to identify the best tools to use to gain analytics insight. And lastly, you'll be able to understand and analyze your data set. As I have mentioned, that please feel free to use the chat box, as we will be using it for today's session for communication purposes. If you own a small business and you are ready to scale, Google is offering free bootcamp from Google Hustle Academy. All you need to do is just sign up at the following link on my screen. That's it. It is as easy as that. You just need to sign up at the following link. You just type the link and then you follow the steps of signing up for Google Hustle Academy. It's actually for free. You don't need to pay anything. All you need to do is just sign up. Now let us move on. Today's session is starting off with a question that I would like you to know from you. What words would you use to describe your customers? What words would you use to describe your customers? I would describe my customers as people who are very active in the business, who are very inquisitive. I love my customers because they always want to know. If they have something they don't understand, or if they have something that they would like to know about, they don't hesitate to ask me. They ask everything that they're not sure about. They don't assume, they ask. So I would describe my customers as people who are very much active and who are so much inquisitive, which is a good thing or a positive thing for my business. And I would like to also know from your side, what words would you use to describe your customers? Please use the chat box for responses, and I'll check the responses shortly. Now let us use the first topic for today is understand the right questions to ask. It is a very important thing to know which questions to ask your customers, and not just ask any question from your customers. So now we'll help you understand the right questions to ask. And then the second question we have for today's session is I would like to know what questions you want to ask your customers. Firstly, we wanted to know what do you think, well, how would you describe your customers? What kind of people do you think your customers are? Now we're asking what questions you want to ask your customers. Right. We have 4 steps of a process for analytics. A process for analytics, it has 4 steps. When we break the process down into 4 steps, the first step is identify your objective. And then, secondly, what questions you need to address. The third step is where you get that information from. And then, lastly, what do you do with that information? Firstly, you identify, okay, these are my objectives for my business. And then, secondly, you ask what questions you need to address. If you have already have questions from your customers, which ones do you need to address? And the third one, where did you get the information? Those questions, where did you get them? And then lastly, what do you do with that information? Those are the 4 steps of process for analytics. So now we're going to look closer at what can we do with that information. The first one is, what is my objective? So now we'll look at some of the objectives that you might have as a business person. So here are the 4 objectives that we have as an example for today. So you can tell more people about your business. That is the first objective some or most people have, is to tell more people about their business. And then obviously I believe this is for all business people. This objective, it is for all business people. Everyone wants to sell more products or services. No one wants to sell less products or services to customers. Everyone wants to sell more. It's either their target and more. So this objective, I believe, it is for every business people or person that is having a business or a service. And then the third one is identify my most valuable customers. It is very important to know your customers, and you need to identify your most valuable by saying most valuable. We don't say that the customers that most valuable customers, they are the ones that always support your business, they always engage with you. Every customer is valuable, but you might have those that are most valuable, because I believe every customer is unique. So you need to identify your most valuable customers. And then lastly, you need to find new ways to engage with previous customers. You need to find new ways to engage with previous customers. Obviously, there is, maybe if they don't come to your business anymore, there is a reason. So you need to find ways to engage to them to come back. And then let us look at a process for analytics, which is step number 2. What question do you need to address? What questions do you need to address? Customers, you might find out there are customers that have questions about your business. So you need to check at all customers' questions and then identify the ones that you need to address. And then moving to step 3, where you ask like type of questions to ask about your business. So here we're gonna use the RIN to structure the types of question you will need to ask about your business. Which is R stands for reach, E stands for engage, and then A stands for activate, and then lastly N stands for nurture. So you need to ask, who is my target audience and how do you reach them online, which is the reach. You need to know your target audience and how do you reach them online, which is the reach. And then you need to ask yourself, are they finding what they need? So you using the engaging, you need to engage with them. Are they finding what they need? or are they booking? Are they coming back? So those are the type of questions that you need to ask yourself. So using the RIN structure. So RIN stands for reach, engage, activate, and nurture. So that is the strategy that you need to use, the RIN strategy. And then we look at where do you get the information from? So you need to ask yourself, what tools can you use to get analytics data and insight? And then where does it come from? There are certain tools that are used to get data and insights. And then you need to know those tools, how to get data from your customers. And then gaining the right information. So now we'll be looking at these tools in more details. So we have the first one is social channels. We have social channels where we measure views. Those are the things that you can do on social channels. You can measure your views, you can measure your likes, you can measure your follows and your shares. That is what you can do with social channels. We have different social channels. We have Facebook, we have Twitter, we have Instagram, and they are very good when it comes to business, because that's where most people these days are. And then the second one is organic search. You need to identify what customers are looking for and align your business with their searches. You need to identify what customers are looking for, and then you align your business with what they are looking for. And then you need to have your website and identify which pages have the most views and which causes user to disengage or bounce off. So you need to make sure that your website, you always check up on your website. And then lastly, we have paid search, which is how can you market your product to customers using now paid channel. We have paid channel. You can check if what are they looking for and what type of audience you want to attract. That is what paid search is all about. Lastly, we look at, after getting all the previous information, the one that we just talked about, now you look at what do you do with that information. So meaning that now that you have the insights and data, what do you use it for? You have the information, the information, you have it. No, now what do you do with it? And then how does it affect your business? Those are the things that you need to know. After finding all this information, then what do you do with it? And then how does it affect your business? Now we're looking at using your insight. Here are some of the ways insights and data can be used. You can identify market trends. You can ascertain your users' experience to better understand their path to purchase. Also, you can identify what content users like to influence your content marketing plan. And you can also leverage insight to shape your overall strategy. Those are the four things that you can, or rather, the four ways that you can use your insight and data. You identify market trends, you ascertain your users' experience to better understand the path, and also identify what content users like to influence your content marketing plan. And also you can leverage insight to shape your overall strategy. Those are the four things, or four ways you can use your insight and data. Now I would like to pause for a moment to attend to any questions that you might have. Please feel free to use the chat box. Beginning of our session, I believe we had two questions. Where you were, I was asking, what, how can you describe your customers? What kind of customers that you think you have? Just one word to describe your customers. And then the second question, I believe it was asking about the type of questions that you want to ask your customers. And any question, I'll be attending to any question that you have pertaining to today's sessions on so far, on what we have covered so far. So I'll be looking at those questions. I'll be pausing for a minute now to look at your questions and responding to them. Please feel free to use the chat box and I'll be checking your questions shortly. All right, I see we don't have any questions so far, which makes me believe that we are still together, we are still moving together. I am not leaving anyone behind. So now I would like us to move to the second section for today. I hope I'm not leaving anyone behind. We're still moving together. The next step is to identify best tools to use. We have so many tools to use for marketing. Now we'll be looking at which tools or which best tools you can use for your business. Right, we have another question. Which analytic tools do you currently use? Which analytic tools do you currently use? I currently use Facebook because I believe most of people, not everyone obviously, but most people, they are on Facebook, and Facebook is such a great platform to advertise and engage with customers, because most of people, they are now on Facebook. So I believe it is the best tool for me. I find it as the best tool to use for my business, for advertising, for engaging with customers. Yeah, I would like to know, hear from you, which analytic tools you currently use. Please use the chat box for your responses and then I'll be checking them as they come. Here's the list of tools that we can use. We have the social tools, we have organic search, we have your website, we have page search. So online platforms, they offer great features to get information about your customers. As I have mentioned, that I'm currently using Facebook, and I believe it is the great platform to use to get information about your customers. We have social media like Twitter, Facebook, and Hootsuite. With organic search, we have Google Search Console, which also Google is I believe it is the best, because I most people, they always on Google searching for information. Like for instance, myself, I'm always on Google. I can't live without Google. Everything that I don't understand, just general, besides business thing, just general, I just go to Google. Even if there's something that I cannot do, I just go to Google how to do something, how to make it something. Even if I want to bake a cake, I'll just go to Google how to bake a cake. I believe Google is the best for me if I want to get information. So we also have Google Search Console. And also with website, we have Google Analytics, and with paid search, we have Google Ads. Now let us look at a Facebook page insight. You know what, with the Facebook page insights, they can help you find out what people are engaging with your Facebook page and how they find you. So we have activities, we have page views, we have page likes, and then the reach. How many people did it reach? The page engagement. We also have the page followers. You get to see how many people are following me actually, and how many likes do I have. If you posted something, you can see how many people did it reach. The people that have viewed, even if they didn't press the like button, you can just see. If you maybe you posted a video, you can just see how many people viewed that video. So, which is a great thing for a business. And now let us look at Google Search Console, which I find it a very, very powerful tool. With Google Search Console and reports, it helps you measure your site search traffic and performances. And you get to fix issues and make your site perform well in Google search results. So you get to see which queries bring users to your sites, and you analyze your site's impressions. Also, with the clicks and position on Google search, you get to submit site maps and individual URLs for crawling. You with Google Search Console, you review your index cover page to make sure that Google has the freshest view of your site. So you need to make sure that you always update your site so that your information is always updated and the latest. And you also get to receive email alerts when Google identifies issues on your site, and then which you can see which URLs are affected by these issues and tell Google when you fix them. So that is how powerful the Google Search Console is. Now, let us look at Google Business Profile. You can use the Google Business Profile as a tool to manage your online presence across Google Search and Maps. And also, you can create a listing which customers can use to engage with your business. And with Google Business Profile, you can market to customers and increase your visibilities. Those are the benefits of using the Google Business Profile. And also you can leverage insights to find out how can how many views your list had. That is what you can use the Google Business Profile for. You can see how many views your list have, and how and where customers find your listing, the actions customers take on your listing, and other interactions customers have with your Google Business Profile. Those are the benefits and perks of using Google Business Profile. We also have Google Trends. Sorry. We also have Google Trends, which, if I believe you don't know what Google Trends is, it is the trends search features that shows the popularity of a search term in Google. That is what Google Trend is. And with Google Trends, you can view whether a trend is on the rise or it is declining. As you can see that we have a sort of a graph when you can see that, okay, the trend is stable, now it is rising, now it is declining, now it is on equilibrium. Those are the things that you can see with the Google Trends. You can also find demographic insights, related topics, and related queries, so that it helps you better understand the Google Trends. And it also provides access to a large unfiltered sample of actual search requested made to Google. So that is the one of the benefits of having Google Trends. It's anonymized, so no one is personally identified. It's also categorized, which you determine the topic for the search query, and aggregated, which is where you grouped people. So this allows us to display interest in a particular topic from around the globe or down to city level geography. With Google Trends data, it reflects searches people make on Google every day, but it can also reflect irregular search activities such as automated searches or queries that may be associated with attempts to spam or search results. Now, how can you rise above the competition on Google Trends? You can use Google Trends to find relevant trending topics, and by doing this, it helps you see clearly whether the research is it increasing or is it declining. It also allows you to see seasonal trends in one clear cut shot, and you also get to monitor your competitors, and you identify steady keywords for SEO, and you find topics by region, target customers at local, regional, or even globe. So those are this is how you can rise above the competition. Google Trends. Google Analytics. You need to understand your site and app users to better check the performance of your marketing content, the products, and more. So that is very important to understand your site and app. And then you need to get insight only. Google can give access to Google's unique insights and machine learning capabilities to make the most of your data. And also, you connect your insights to results, because analytics, they work with Google advertising and they publish projects, so you can use your insights to deliver business results. So now we're going to be looking at different features and ways we can use analytics in the next few slides. I would like to take a few minutes to answer to any questions you may have. Please feel free to use the chat box and I'll be responding to your questions. Please feel free to use the chat box and then I'll be responding to the questions that you might have regarding what we have covered so far. I don't want to leave anyone behind. I hope that we are still together. I'll be looking at your questions. All right, I can see we don't have any question. If that is the case, I would like us to move on to the next session. Now, we are going to understand and analyze your data. We are going to look at Google Analytics, the dashboard. So with the Google Analytics dashboard, you get to see the geographic location, the popularity over time, active users, the people who have visited your site, and how you acquire users. So now let us look at the steps of how to set up a Google Analytics account. We have 3 steps to create Google Analytics account. So if you don't have a Google Analytics account, then this is a very easy steps to set up one. So you open your browser. The first step you do, you open your browser and then go to google.com/analytics, and then you give your account a name, and then you choose industry category to help you when you benchmark against others who have tagged the same industry. For instance, if you are in marketing or you're in consumers, so you need to like choose the industry category for your business. And and you need to, and lastly, you need to choose an industry for your business. So the first one, you go to Google Analytics and then you name your account and then you choose the industry for your business. And then where to find the tracking code. So to track your site's performance, you'll need to add the correct tracking code to its pages. That's where you'll find the tracking code. And then when you are using a website builder or blog, there may be a simple field where you can add the tracking ID for your website. Now let us look at the 4 main areas of reporting. 4 main areas for reporting. With Google Analytics reports groups into 4, or they are all groups into 4 main areas to help us answer those questions that we have mentioned before. So you will see those on the navigation menu on the left side of your home screen. Who are your users? Meaning that your audience, and then how did they find me? And then what do they do when they on your site? And you get to see, have they completed the goals I want to track? So in order for conversations to work, goals they have to be set up to track specific actions. So once you've mastered the basics, this is worth doing. So Google will then use the data and show you a series of reports. Those are the 4 steps of getting your reports from Google. So now we're looking at data in Google Analytics. We have here the dimension, which is the channels, and we have the metrics, which is the users, the sessions on your business. Now, looking at the RIN concept that we have talked about previously, where we'll be looking at how to practice it. We're giving you tips on how to practice the RIN concept that we have talked about. Now, let us look at reach. How are people finding you online? You need to identify which search terms are driving the organic traffic on your site. And also, you need to look to improve links from your social media platforms and develop relationships with referral websites to drive more traffic to your website and engage. What are people engaging with when they find you online? You need to learn which pages are not getting any views and also discover what is really engaging to your visitors. For example, you could discover for that you lose a lot of people at their payment page. This page might need you to be simplified. So maybe your payment page is too complicated for users, or is rather not user friendly. So you need to adjust to what users can can do on that page. And then we're looking at activate. You need to ask yourself what channel is driving the most booking and identify which referring sites they drive the conversation. And for referring sites, you need bringing good quality traffic. Can you develop a partnership with them? So once you have identified the referring site that drive conversation, and then now you can need to look at that. Can you develop a partnership with them? And then look out for underperforming referring site and consider reviewing your partnership. And lastly, we're gonna looking at nature. You need to ask yourself, are your customers happy to leave a review? You need to get a genuine feedback from people. And then you need to respond to all reviews, whether they are good, they are bad. You need to respond to reviews. It is very important to respond to reviews. It is showing that you care about your customers and their suggestion and thoughts. And then you try different ways to encourage purchases, to leave reviews, what work best, and do more of that. So it is very important. Those reviews, they actually help you to improve your business. If there is something that is not working on your business, I believe that reviews, they do take part in helping you improve your business, because that is what people will be mentioning. Is thing that is with reviews, they leave things that are they are happy about, things that they are not happy about. So I believe that the reviews are very important, and they help you to improve your business as well. So the reviews part, it works both ways, for customers and for your business as well. So it is very important to encourage your customers to leave reviews after a service or a product, whether it's a good review or a bad review. And it is very important to respond to reviews so that customers can see that you read their reviews. You do care about what they think of your business and actually do something about it, and you improve your business. I believe it is very important for business. Now let us look at the Google Trends. With the Google Trends homepage, it allows you to do the following things. You get to explore what the world is searching for by entering a keyword or a topic in the explorer bar. And you get to see stories curated by the news lab at Google that provide additional insights found in the data. So you need to know that this session is only available in some countries. The one where you see stories, it is not available to everyone. It is only available to some countries. And you get to see daily search trends, and you see year in search trends. And you also get to find guidance material about news, labs, and trend. So with the trending search page shows they shows the trending searches around the world, meaning that you can click on a story to get more context, like the most relevant article or trending queries. Um, with daily search trends, you get to highlight searches that jumped significantly in traffic among all searches over the past 24 hours, and it updates them hourly, meaning that you can use daily search trends to see what people are most interested in at any given time and how the searches rank compared to one another. And then with real-time trend search, it highlights searches that jump significantly in traffic among all recent searches. The algorithm for real-time searches trend groups topics together that are trending that the same time on Google News and search. And the rank stories based on the relative spikes in volume and the absolute volume searches. Now, how to promote your business around seasonal trends. With seasonal trends, they allow your business to stay relevant and competitive. Throughout the year, your business will experience peaks and dips that will impact your revenue. And you might use the Google Trends to identify seasonal trends in every type of services or project that your business might be using. So you might see seasonal trends on the type of business that you are in, and then you get to create content about current trends or adjust to demands to according to the demands for your customers and your partners. So you get to create content about your current trends. Now, how do you use Google Trends for keyword search? With Google Trends, it shows what searches and keywords are trending. You use the related queries section to use trends to identify other potential keywords. And then you name your product categories according to popular keywords. And you get to optimize your posts according to trending keywords. I would like to take this moment and pause for questions. With what we have done so far, I would like to hear questions. If you have any questions, use the chat box and then I'll be attending to your questions shortly. If you have any questions that with what I have done so far, if there's something that you need to understand or there's something that you need clarity on, please feel free to use the chat box and I'll be attending to your questions. I am still waiting for your responses on the questions that I have asked you. I did ask, I believe I have asked 3 questions now, which is the first one was, how can you describe your customers? What kind of customers do you think you have? And then secondly, I asked, what questions do you want to ask your customers? And I did ask, what analytics do you currently use? What analytic tools do you currently use? So I would like to hear those responses from you. and any questions that you might have on today's session. I'll be checking the chat box for your questions and responding to them as they come. Please feel free to use chat box so that we can I can know what kind of questions do we have on. Also, can I please ask you to respond to my questions where I was asking what kind of customers do you have? How can you describe your customers? And secondly, what questions would you like to ask your customers? The third question was, which analytic tools do you currently use? I would like to hear those answers from you. I'll be looking at them and responding to any question that you might have regarding to what we are talking about today. Please feel free to use the chat box and I'll be checking for your questions on what we have covered so far. Right, I see we don't have any questions. We don't have any questions so far, which makes me believe that we are still moving together. I'm still on the right track. Everything is clear. That's what I'm thinking, because I see we don't have any questions, meaning that we are still moving together. I am not leaving anyone behind. I believe everything is clear. Now we'll be moving forward. As I have mentioned on beginning of our session, that if you own a small business and you are ready to scale, Google is offering absolutely free bootcamp. All you need to do is just simple. You just need to sign up for Google Hustle Academy at the link shown on my screen. That's all you need to do. You don't pay anything. Don't fall for scammers that are saying that you need to pay. It is absolutely free from Google. All you need to do, you just need to sign up. So that is for all people that they own small businesses and they are ready to scale. It is as easy as that. And I would like to encourage you to take this opportunity and sign up for Google as Academy, because there's a lot to learn on that side. on that boot camp. There is a lot to learn, especially if you own a business. I believe that it can help you grow your business, improve your business, and attract more customers on your business. So I encourage you to take this opportunity with both hands and um, sign up at Google Hustle Academy on the link shown on my screen. It is absolutely free, which is something that I believe it is very, very great, because some people, they do make people pay for such programs. So with Google, it's just absolutely free. So now I would like to know, what are your next steps after all the things that we have mentioned on today's sessions? I believe there's something that you've learned. So I would like to know, what is that one thing, or those things that you're going to change on your business after this session? What is it that you are going to implement on your business? Please use the chat box, and I'll be checking for what are your next steps. If you want to know more about our upcoming sessions, you can find us on social media. We have Facebook, where we are Digital Skills for Africa. We have Twitter, where you'll find us at Digital Skills AF. And then Instagram, we have Instagram at Digital Skills AF. Those are the three platforms that you can find us on. We are also on Facebook as SchoolNet SA, and then Twitter at SchoolNet SA, and then also on Instagram, we are at SchoolNet SA. You can find us on those three platforms on the social medias. Thank you very much for joining to today's session. We hope that you have learned a lot, and that you will be going back to your businesses, implementing whatever you have learned on today's session. We hope that your business now there will be a difference on your businesses. Now, after today's session, you'll go out there, implement everything that we have learned from today's session. Thank you very much for your time, and thank you very much for your participation. Enjoy the rest of your day.